And these two homologous chromosomes, if we compare this pair of homologous chromosome with another pair of homologous chromosome, for each other they are non-homologous chromosome. This homologous chromosome is non-homologous to this, and this homologous pair of chromosome is non-homologous to this pair of chromosome. Next is detail of meiosis. Meiosis gets completed in two different phases. The first step of every cell division, including mitosis, is interphase. Interphase is also known as resting phase or I phase. And the another phase, after completing the interphase, the cell enters into M phase, which is known as mitotic phase or divisional phase. We are studying about meiosis. Do not get confused between the word mitotic I have used here. It doesn't mean mitotic division. It simply means the divisional phase which comes after interphase is also known as mitotic phase. But in this mitotic phase, we will actually study the meiotic division. Meiotic division has two steps. The first is interphase. When cell completes the interphase, it enters into M phase. So let us first study how does the cell look like when it is in interphase. So when cell is in interphase, instead of chromosome, it has a scattered fibrous mass of chromosome, which is actually known as chromatin material. I have shown it red. Chromosome is scattered in the form of long fibrous thread, so it is not known as chromosome now. It is chromatin material. Also, cell has nucleolus inside the nucleus and centrosome. This is interphase. In interphase, cell does nothing, just it prepares itself to enter into the M phase. After the completion of the interphase, when it prepares itself, how does it prepare? It grows in size, duplicates the DNA and synthesize RNAs and some proteins, amino acid. Then after completing the interphase, it now enters into the M phase. And M phase in meiosis has further different phases, further several steps. M phase further gets completed in two steps. In M phase, cell has to finally divide. First, the nucleus of the cell divides, karyo for nucleus. So in karyokinesis, division of nucleus takes place, followed by cytokinesis, where cyto stands for cytoplasm. So in this, division of cytoplasm takes place, karyokinesis and cytokinesis. So these are the several further steps which complete both karyo and cytokinesis. Till metaphase, it is only karyokinesis. First phase of karyokinesis is prophase, metaphase, second, third, anaphase, and the fourth one is telophase. And these each phases further have their own steps. Like prophase gets completed in 5 steps. Metaphase gets completed in 1, anaphase in 1, telophase in 1. And these phases in meiosis, focus, these phases pro, meta, and telo in meiosis occurs twice. How twice? This you will get to know later on. Let us start with the first step of karyokinesis, that is prophase. What changes does cell go through in prophase? Prophase further has 5 phases. Prophase has these 5 phases. The first one is lipotene, followed by zygotene. Next is pachytene, followed by diplotin, and the last one is dikinesis. These must be in the same sequence. So we will first study what changes does occur in the cell in lipotene phase. In lipotene phase, duplication of chromosome takes place first. Repeating, duplication of chromosome. What does duplication of or replication of chromosome means? I told you chromosome is a single thread. This one thread is chromosome. What does duplication means? Duplication means it forms its similar copy. It forms a copy of its own kind, which I drew earlier this way. Means when it forms, it's another chromatid. When chromosome exist in the form of two chromatid, when one chromosome forms chromatid, a paired chromatid, then it is said to be it has undergone duplication. So chromosome undergoes duplication in Lipoptine phase, but chromatids still remain invisible here. So this is a diploid cell, 2n cell, so it would be having 4 chromosomes, means total of 8 chromatids, but chromatids still remain not visible. It doubles, chromosome do doubles their numbers in numbers, but chromatids bana lenda, but chromatids visible nahi hunde. They remain hidden. So first change which takes place in Lipoptine phase is doubling of chromosome, and second change which you can see here is this centrosome which was in interphase divides into centrioles, and the centrioles, they start moving apart, they start moving away from each other. So two changes, one is centrosome divides and form two centrioles, and duplication of chromosome take place. And also centrioles, they start giving rise to these rays. These rays are known as ester rays. You might be thinking, what are these dots which I have shown over the chromosomes? This is not a centromere. Centromere is originally a structure which unites two chromatids. But these are chromosomes 4. These are not chromatids. Still I have shown a dot. This dot is actually chromomere. Chromomere. This chromomere is an area which believed to be containing genes. So this area represents that chromosomes have genes. Genes are always located over the chromosomes. So this is how cell finally enters into prophase and complete the first step of prophase, that is Lipoptine and Lipoptine phase. What changes are observed in the cell? 3 changes. First is centrosome divides to form centrioles, and centrioles give ester rays and start moving apart. Second change. And the third change is chromosome duplicates its number. These are the 3 changes which can be observed in Lipoptine stage. After completing the Lipoptine, now cell enters into zygotine phase. The biggest change which is observed in zygotine phase, this is Z phase. Last one which I drew was L phase. What changes are observed in zygotine phase? The chromosomes, homologous chromosome, lie parallel to each other. They lie parallel to each other. They lie in such a way that it is known as synapses. They lie parallel in such a way that one chromosome bearing the gene has area exact opposite to the other chromosome bearing the gene. Two chromosomes have their gene bearing area, and their areas which have gene lie parallel to, opposite to each other. This is known as synapses. Now they synapsed. What is synapses? Parallel arrangement of homologous chromosome is known as synapses. In synapses, two homologous chromosomes arranged in such a way that it appears to be like this is one pair and this is another pair. So it seems like two chromosomes. That is why it is known as bivalent. The synapsed pair of homologous chromosome can be called as bivalent. So bivalent or synapses formation are the two major changes which are observed in the zygotine stage. Also you can see centrioles are moving more apart. They start moving apart. This was zygotine stage, and the next stage is Pachytene. This is P phase. In Pachytene phase, what happens? Now chromatids become visible finally. See, I have drawn chromatids 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are now 8 chromatids. Doubling of chromosome indeed takes place. Lipoptine phase ho janda hai, no doubt. But chromatid visible hunde jaake Pachytene stage vele. And what changes, what happens with these chromatids in Pachytene stage? They undergo crossover. What is crossover? Crossing over is exchange of segments. You can see they are overlapping. One chromatid of this black one is overlapping the chromatids of red one. This is one homologous pair. This is another homologous pair. So chromatid of homologous pair overlap with each other. Known sister chromatids of homologous pair, they synapsed with each other. These chromatids I have drawn same way here. Suppose This is one chromosome, it's two chromatid, another chromosome, it's two chromatid, and they have formed one pair. This is another chromatid, another pair, so it forms another chromosome pair, and these two chromatids undergo, chromatids of same homologous pair undergo crossover. How? So this I have shown is crossover. Small a of this chromatid comes to this side and capital A of this chromatid goes to another side. So this is called as crossing over. So what changes are observed in packaging stage is chromosomes undergo crossing over. That is, they exchange the segment but remain connected. They do not get separated yet. They remain connected, and this crossover is the biggest reason to bring variations. That is the reason no two individuals are alike, because meiosis take place only during gamete formation. Gametes, the sex cells of a body, are formed by meiosis, and sex cells जो तो बनते हैं, जो तो gametes बनते हैं, meiosis नाल बननगे तो meiosis हमेशा crossing over होता है. Crossing over करके gametes अलग-अलग type के variations होती हैं. That is why we individuals are never alike, क्योंकि सारे gametes इतना ही बनते हैं. Gametes की वजह करके variations आ जाती हैं. We are not sure crossover कितनी बार होना है. It is once I have shown, it can occur number of times, twice, thrice are those times which we crossover हो सकता है. So this is crossing over, the changes which are observed in packaging. Next is diplotin phase. What changes are observed in diplotin phase? In diplotin phase, the first change is nuclear membrane. I have shown dotted. So nuclear membrane begins to disappear. It begins to disappear. I have shown dotted, and nucleolus disappear. You can write disappearance of nucleolus in packaging stage only. So I have not shown here, but nuclear membrane I have shown dotted. What does it mean? It has not disappeared. It begins to disappear, and nucleoprotein complex dissolves. What is this nucleoprotein complex? This crossing over, you can see the picture. Difference between this picture and this picture. Number of the area of overlapping is greater than this picture. So this overlapping is because of this attachment between two chromatids is because of nucleoprotein complex found between two chromosomes. So when it gets dissolving, it starts to separate. So this area of nucleoprotein is less. Nucleoprotein has only this side and this side. In packaging stage, the chromosome, they are overlapped to the greater extent because of nucleoprotein complex. Here in diplotin stage, this is diplotin area dissolves. So I have written nucleoprotein complex dissolves, and thus results in the formation of tetrad. Tetrad, it means these chromosomes also can get separated, and they appear to be like these separate chromosomes. So it appears like tetrad formation. This it seems to be 1, 2, 3 and 4. Tetrad ban janda. This is known as. So the biggest change in diplotin is tetrad formation. Next is dikinesis. In this dikinesis, nuclear membrane you can erase. So it disappears. Nuclear membrane disappears, but you can see some other dotted line which I have drawn. These dotted lines are the kind of elongated ester rays are now known as spindle fibers. So these esters, centrioles, come to the opposite poles and they give rise to the spindle formation. So spindle formation takes place during dikinesis, and synaptonymal complex dissolves more. Now the area of attachment between two sister chromatids is known as chiasmata formation. Chiasmata also begins to dissolve. This chiasmata formation takes place in diplotin, but here it dissolves. You can see terminalization, dissolving of chiasmata complex, dissolving of synaptonymal complex. So which are on the sides to dur hona shuru hunda hai, dissolve hone karke separate. This is known as terminalization. Terminalization takes place. This was all about the 5 steps of prophase. We have completed these steps. Then now let us move on to the next step of meiosis. First was prophase we have completed. Next is metaphase. Next is metaphases. Let us study the changes which we can observe in a cell during metaphases. When cell enters into metaphases, what happens? The previous phase was dikinesis, and you can see how the chromosomes are arranged in dikinesis, And when cell enters from dikinesis, which is the last phase of prophase, it enters into metaphase, then all the chromosomes arrange themselves at the equator of the cell. Also, the centrioles now actually finally forms the spindle fibers. Spindle fibers begin to appear in dikinesis, but they actually appear finally in the metaphase. So these two changes are particularly observed in the metaphase. What two changes are? That is, these all the chromosomes arrange themselves at the equators and spindle fibers begin to arise. You can note them from here. These two changes are observed in a cell. Spindle fiber and chromosomes arrange themselves at the equator. This arrangement of chromosomes at the equator is random. This is not equal. What are these? We studied earlier. These are bivalent. What is bivalent? A pair of homologous chromosomes is known as bivalent. This is one pair, this one, and this is another pair of homologous chromosomes. Two pairs together, they are known as bivalent. So chromosomes of this homologous pair of bivalent can be either of same type. Bivalent is pairing of homologous chromosome. So they get arranged themselves at the equator and in metaphase, and this distribution is unequal. Like I have not drawn two red chromosomes at one side. This is unequal distribution. You can draw two similar chromosomes at the same time or two another similar at the another side. Because this is not equal, so it is random. Two similar chromosomes can be either at the same side or they can be at the opposite side. Like I have drawn two red at opposite side and two these white black one at another side. Because distribution or this arrangement of chromosomes when they arrange themselves at the equator is unequal. This is random. This distribution is actually, usually it is random only. Why so? What is this bivalent represent? What does this red chromosome and this black one represent? This bivalent represents that we have two chromosomes from each of the parent. One chromosome, this red one, suppose this we receive from mother and suppose this is from father. So we receive two chromosomes from two parents and these are their duplicate copies. These bivalent arrange themselves for the opposite pole so that each pole can have chromosomes from both the parent. Like this pole, this centriole has both paternal and maternal chromosome, and same is at this side. This pole also bears both paternal and maternal chromosome. That is the reason the distribution of chromosome while they arrange themselves at the equator is not equal. This is random. Anaphase. Next is anaphase 1, which is followed, which is after metaphase. So let us see the changes which we can observe in anaphase. In anaphase, what happens? First is cytoplasm constriction. So cytoplasm begins to contract, moves inward, it shows invagination. Also spindle fibers undergo shrinkage. Due to shrinkage in the spindle fiber, it pulls the two homologous chromosomes towards the opposite poles. Now, this is one pair of homologous chromosome and this is another pair of homologous chromosome. These homologous chromosome pairs, they had some connections here. Here also these homologous chromosome, here they had some connection. This pair of homologous chromosome and this pair, they had some connections. But when from metaphase, these chromosome enter into anaphase, they break their connections. And now they form univalent. Now they are separate chromosomes. Earlier they were bivalent. They are bivalent. Now they are known as univalent. So univalent formation takes place. Univalent chromosomes are also known as dyads. Do you remember the lines which I have drawn a straight dark one? These are spindles and these dotted lines are ester rays. So, what changes are observed in the anaphase? That is constriction of the cytoplasm. So, along with karyokinesis, cytokinesis begins in anaphase. First change. Second is homologous chromosomes. They break their connections and they form dyads. They form univalent. These are the changes which are observed in anaphase. One more you can write is that is shrinkage of the spindle fibers. Now from anaphase, anaphase 1 gets completed. Now from anaphase cell finally enters into the last phase of meiosis 1, that is telophase 1. Telophase 1. What changes are observed in the cell in telophase 1? That is further constriction of the cytoplasm and spindle fibers, you can see, disappear. The biggest change which is observed in karyokinesis gets completed here. So nuclear membrane reappears, nucleolus also I have shown it reappears, and centriole, they disappear and they form two centrosomes. Spindle fibers disappear, so nuclear division karyokinesis gets completed in the telophase, followed by the cytokinesis, which results in the formation of two daughter cells. So here you can see meiosis 1 gets completed. Meiosis 1 had those 5 phases of prophase, like lipotine, zygote, packaging, diplotin, dikinesis, and then prophase. When these 5 phases of prophase gets completed, cell enters into metaphase, then cell enters into anaphase, and from anaphase it finally enters into telophase. And in telophase, cell division gets completed, finally cytoplasm will divide, and from here only you can see formation of two daughter cells. In this way there will be two daughter cells formed out. So these are two daughter cells from one parent cell only after the meiosis 1 gets completed. And what change, the biggest change which is to be observed here is reduction of chromosome. This is why meiosis 1 is actually considered as the reductional division. Entire meiosis has not get completed yet. Meiosis involves two cell division. So division of cell occurs twice. This is meiosis 1. After these two cells, after meiosis 1 has taken place, now these two cells will go through these same phases again and will result in the formation of 4 daughter cells. But meiosis 1 is actual reductional division. When these cells will go to the next meiosis, that will be meiosis 2, that is equivalent to mitosis. How is this reductional division? You can see that this parent cell during telophase, or you can consider metaphase, they had 4 total chromosomes. 2 red one and 2 black one. But now you can see in daughter cells they have only 2 chromosomes of each type. 1 black, 1 red, 1 black, 1 red. So chromosome number have reduced from 4 to half. That is why these cells are now considered to be 1N. These are haploid cells. That is the reason meiosis 1 is actually believed to be the reductional division. Now these two cells will enter into the meiosis 2. All the same phases will be repeated except those 5 phases. Prophase, these two cells each will enter into prophase, then metaphase, then anaphase and telophase. But lipotine, zygote phase will not be there, any of these 5. No crossing over, no bivalent, no tetrad formation. Just simple divisions as cell went or go during mitosis. In meiosis 1, this parent cell which was 2 and divides to form 1N daughter cells. 2N means it has, N stands for number of chromosome. It has paired chromosome. You can see clearly how there is a pair of red chromosome and there is a pair of black chromosome. But what is the case in haploid daughter cells? 1 red only and 1 black in each. So paired chromosomes get converted to unpaired chromosomes. That is why these daughter cells are haploid cells. Now let us see how do these cells enter into meiosis 2. So I have shown in one of these two cells, but you will have to draw same pictures for this cell also. Like I have drawn these pictures for this cell because these meiosis 2 takes place in these two cells together at the same time. As a result, 4 daughter cells are formed, 2 from this cell and 2 from another lower one cell. I have not drawn, you are supposed to draw the same pictures to make the video clear. I have just drawn one for my convenience and for yours as well. Let us see now how do these two cells enter into meiosis 2. Meiosis 2, repeating as I said earlier also, meiosis 2 is an equivalent division. It is equal to mitosis, but it is not mitosis. It is meiosis 2. Why is it not mitosis will be discussed later on. Let us first revert to the topic meiosis 2. Now meiosis 2, in meiosis 2 these two cells at the same time will enter through the same phases: prophase 2, metaphase 2, anaphase 2, telophase 2. Let us see how do these two cells enter into prophase 2. What happens to these two cells? In prophase 2 you can see nuclear membrane begins to disappear. I have shown dotted, and centrosome divides to form two centrioles. Centrosome divides to form two centrioles, and centrioles now in metaphase they give rise to spindle fiber. As in metaphase 1 also I told you spindle fibers are formed, and these arrange themselves at the equator, same as we did in metaphase. The difference is there were 4 chromosomes which arrange themselves at the equator, and there are only 2 chromosomes which arrange themselves at the equator. Spindle fibers are formed, chromosomes arranged at the equator. Aster rays also you can draw, these will be here. Aster formation take place in prophase 2, but in metaphase centriole they give rise to spindle fibers which form separate poles by converging with the centrioles at the end. Now from metaphase cell finally enters into an anaphase. In anaphase, as we did in anaphase 1, that cytokinesis also begins, that cytoplasm shows invagination. Same is here, spindle fiber undergoes shrinkage as in metaphase, as in anaphase 2 we did, anaphase 1 we did, sorry, in anaphase 2 also spindle fiber get contracted, and now it will pull the chromatids from each two chromosomes apart. See the change here in anaphase 2 and anaphase 1. You can compare the change. What are the changes in anaphase 2 and anaphase 1 is these changes, that is spindle fibers undergo contraction. Spindle fibers contract and they separate the chromatids of two homologous chromosomes separate, and then finally cell enters into telophase, and telophase nuclear membrane finally begins to reappear, nucleolus begins to reappear, and centriole they get converted to centrosome, and finally it forms two daughter cells. So these two daughter cells are from one cell, and two similarly will be formed from another cell. So it means 4 haploid, each cell is 1, and 4 haploid daughter cells are the final end product of entire meiosis. In meiosis 2 4 cells are formed, but in meiosis 1, which is incomplete division yet, only 2 daughter cells are formed. In meiosis 2 4 are formed. These all will be haploid. Why so? Because from meiosis 1 to meiosis 2, meiosis 2 is equational division. This is equational division, like each cell has received one chromatid of each type of chromosome. Now, as I said earlier that meiosis 2 is equal to mitosis, but this is not mitosis. Why so? Because it takes place in haploid cell. It's this cell, these cells which undergo meiosis 2 are already haploid, but mitosis takes place in diploid cell. The one difference is why meiosis 2 cannot be called as mitosis. The biggest difference is meiosis 2 takes place in haploid cells. And another difference is daughter cells. 4 daughter cells like I have formed here, have been formed here. 4 daughter cells. The daughter cells which are formed by meiosis 2 are not equal, not similar to each other. Neither they are similar to their parents. You can see they are not same to their parents. They are dissimilar because they receive separate chromatids of separate chromosome. 2 differences we have discussed. Why meiosis 2 is not mitosis. The why is it takes place in haploid cell, meiosis 2 takes place in haploid cell, and second is the daughter cells formed by meiosis 2 are 4 and they are not similar. Third difference is DNA replication does not take place. DNA doesn't get doubled as it happened in meiosis 1 or in mitosis. So DNA replication doesn't take place. DNA doesn't doubles its amount. And next is 2 chromatids are dissimilar. These 2 chromatids are not same. It has one red and one half black, and this has one black and one half red. So 2 chromatids in each of these, any of these daughter cells are not same. So this was all about meiosis. Now I would like to revert or redefine some of the important terms which we have studied throughout this concept. Let us study these terms, some of these terms which I have drawn that side. These terms I explained earlier also, however, I would like to define them again. Let us study synapses. What is synapses? The first phase of prophase, the first stage which took place, the first change which we observed in meiosis 1 was synapses. What is synapses? When homologous chromosomes arrange themselves parallel to each other, one chromosome pair, another chromosome pair, like this pairing of chromosome. I have not shown chromatids here because during synapses chromatids are not visible. So chromosomes attach themselves. In synapses they arrange themselves parallel to each other in such a way that they have genes of same character at same position. When chromosomes arrange themselves parallel to each other, this process of arranging of chromosomes parallel to each other is known as synapses. Now during synapses, these chromosomes they show some union. They unite with each other. These chromosomes they get united and they form a pair. These paired chromosomes during synapses, like this is one pair and this is another pair. This pair of chromosomes during synapses is known as bivalent. So these pair now they are known as bivalent. What is chiasmata? These bivalents are because these unite to each other because of some nucleoprotein complex. Now after some time this nucleoprotein complex which unite, which form pairs, it begins to dissolve. Due to dissolving of nucleoprotein complex, they remain partially connected. They get separated and they remain partially connected. So you can say partially connected chromosomes are chiasmata. Partially connected chromosomes. Chiasmata is univalent. Bivalent was what? The paired chromosomes are known as bivalent, and when these bivalent get separated, one chromosome in one cell, when they get separated, then these are known as they are known as univalent when they get separated. So univalent when they get separated, these are 4 chromosomes. This is univalent separated chromosome. So this was all about meiosis, quite very important topic from NEET point of view, and in 11th also this is your base. Hope you have understood the topic well. If you have understood, don't forget to like, subscribe the channel and also keep putting the comments about the video. Good luck. Thank you.